What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, the leading Hispanic voice in science fiction, coming at you with a strange one today. The Silver Surfer by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, the ultimate cosmic experience. This is a graphic novel from 1978, which I became aware of because of the Epic Collection speculation group. And what happens with the Epic Collections is we have this Silver Surfer Epic Collection Volume 1, which details all of his early appearances like in Fantastic Four. We're missing a Volume 2, and then Volume 3 starts with his a couple one-shots and then his 80s run. So there's speculation as to what will be in the Volume 2 when it finally comes out, and somebody mentioned this book. And other people said this is unlikely to get reprinted because there's a rights issue with this book, which is very interesting. So this has been reprinted one time. This is the 1978 version. Beautiful cover. I absolutely love this 70s style art. I think it's way more interesting than a lot of the covers we get these days. And there was a 1994 reprint, I believe, and it was actually printed by Fireside Books, which published Simon & Schuster, not by Marvel Comics, weirdly. And that might be where the rights issues come up. And it's you've got this back cover, which comes from a Jack Kirby drawing. And this is a full-on Lee and Kirby experience in the late 70s, which is, they didn't do too much work together at that point. So it was kind of a weird thing. Well, I opened this up and was very interested to see what was in this. And I have to say, I feel like this is kind of out of continuity, maybe. It's a bizarre tale. And it's dedicated to every man, woman, or child who has ever scanned the far horizon, searched the distant stars, wondering what lies beyond. And the paper's actually in pretty good shape for being a 1978 volume. I actually found it on eBay for $10. I wouldn't count on that price point if you're looking for this. It usually goes for around 60, but it's got a nice preface from Stan Lee, who writes about the Silver Surfer and how it caught, as a character, it caught fire. Very verbose, very much in that vein of self-promotion that Stan Lee typically does. And then it goes right into the story here, and you see the beautiful Jack Kirby art. Oh my gosh. Beautiful fist coming out of the galaxy there. It's awesome. And this is what the art they use for the back cover. The beginning details sort of Silver Surfer coming to Earth, and this is why I say it's kind of out of continuity. The Silver Surfer comes to Earth in this, and as a herald of Galactus, just like in the Fantastic Four early on, but he actually then just sees humanity as good people. And then fights Galactus himself with no reference to the Fantastic Four. And I wonder if that is because of a rights thing going on even in the 70s. It's very weird retelling. I disavow Galactus. Beautiful Jack Kirby art all the way through. I mean, I could look at this forever just because it's so dynamic and so interesting to look at. But the concept here is really, it's like a human tale about Silver Surfer. He then gets stuck here on Earth, and apparently can shape change. I don't think he can shape change like that in the modern comics, at least. I haven't seen it happen. And lots of big Galactus splash pages with his machines and things like that. Jack Kirby's really known for that work. And then he hangs out on Earth and just tries to get along and really doesn't quite fit in. While Galactus really wants the Silver Surfer back in his employ and will do anything. And so he creates this golden being chick to kind of woo the Silver Surfer back. Her name's Ardina. I don't think I've seen her again. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big, continuity buff or anything like that. So if she's appeared, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I haven't seen her in the Silver Surfer epics that I've read later on, at the very least, and she doesn't really get mentioned. There's a Silver Surfer's gal from her home planet that gets mentioned a lot in those. But much like Silver Surfer does with Mantis in the 80s comics, he falls in love with this gal, and she just wants to bring him back to Galactus. And he's like, nah, I still got to do my thing for the humans. And so she gets upset, or Galactus gets upset rather. And we also get a Galactus machine. He's building a machine like to destroy Earth even through this. And that's why I say it's kind of out of continuity, because in the Fantastic Four version, at least, he kind of disappears, and then you never. He says he's not going to plague Earth again. But here, Galactus is still just kind of hanging out on the moon and building machines, which is very, very interesting. And we get a little bit of like anti-alien bigotry from local people, but then a couple are pretty nice. She kind of uses that as a like, they're never going to accept you, you should stop fighting for them, like sort of deal. Lots of beautiful splash pages here. Look at this Jack Kirby art. Love it. And Silver Surfer makes a friend. They go back out into the cosmos eventually. And Galactus is like, you failed me, because the Silver Surfer did not get returned to him. And he's still disavowing Galactus. And so he destroys her, and Silver Surfer gets really upset. And then eventually Silver Surfer convinces Galactus not to fight humanity anymore, because Silver Surfer is so honorable and so willing to be self-sacrificial that Galactus is like, geez, I really can't even fight this, because I don't want to destroy this being who is so pure, basically. Which is very, very interesting, and I don't know that that's like Galactus from what I've seen. Another continuity glitch, maybe. But a very interesting story there. Look at this. Look at this whole planetscape, just dynamic 70s colors. You don't get this sort of thing very much anymore. And then Silver Surfer kind of goes off, and that's it. And he, I guess, goes and soars with Galactus after this, which, again, didn't really happen comic-wise before this. So a very weird graphic novel. There's a lot of just like introspection and dialogue of people talking. Not a ton of action, which is unlike a lot of the older Stan Lee and Jack Kirby books. So I think they really were trying to do graphic novel, like to make it feel like a novel, like you're actually reading a novel rather than reading a comic book to fit this medium, which made for a little bit slower of a tale, I think, pacing-wise, than I would have liked. It was kind of a retelling, so I've seen a lot of this content, before, but in different ways. Like I said, with the Fantastic Four, the original Silver Surfer got compelled by Alicia Masters because he saw her sort of purity and all that, and decided to fight Galactus because of that. So, and this time now, Galactus stops fighting because he sees Silver Surfer's purity, and since he's got that, it makes for an interesting, I guess, take on it. But this is it. This is the single graphic novel. It's all right if you're a big Silver Surfer fan, a big Galactus fan. Definitely pick it up. If not, I think you can skip this and not really miss much, because it is a lot of retelling, like I mentioned. So, and I think overall, just because of the slow pacing, even though I love the Jack Kirby art, the slow pacing really hurt the story, and so I wasn't all that thrilled with this. For $60 or whatever on eBay that you're going to find this for is probably not worth it unless you're like a big Silver Surfer completist. But I have it, and this then goes into the library with everything, and I get to have a little piece of history here, which is not likely to be reprinted because of rights issues. Kind of neat to know the history there. All right, if you like the review, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Hang out, leave a comment. Have you read this before? If so, leave a comment. And if I'm wrong on any of the continuity stuff, I very well may be. I mean, my knowledge of this stuff is from a long time ago, so it's I might have made things up along the way, or referenced the Fantastic Four cartoon from the 90s and not realized it and things like that. But you can tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. I'm probably going to get the Mandalorian episode 4 next. And I what else did I read recently? The Funeral for a Friend, Superman. Another graphic novel there. And I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.